Hi my loves, welcome to my channel. I don't know why I'm nervous to make this video, but I am. So this video is pretty much for someone who is going to buy their first designer bag. I'm so sick of buying those like $80 to $100 bags, and I pretty much buy one every year for my everyday bag because it ends up getting ripped or it's really bad quality. Multiple things happened that sort of led me to the decision that I needed to buy a good quality bag that will last me for a really long time and is just going to be something that I'm not going to replace so often. And where I'm from, we don't have that many designer shops, so a lot of us buy from online, or there are a few shops but they don't have a very big variety of things. So we decided to make a trip out of it and we went to Melbourne. In Melbourne, it's just very convenient because there's a couple places and all of those shops are in those places. And I'm really fussy with things. I pretty much research everything, materials, you know, hardware, colors and everything like that. So I love to see the actual product in front of me so I can make a decision because I'm also very indecisive. So I went in prepared and I wrote down a criteria list for my potential bag. The first thing was that it had to be a small bag. I was really into big bags and I feel like I'm just so sick of carrying so much stuff. Nowadays, I just have like a bigger bag that I keep in my car and I put everything in there. But the bag that I carry, I have been loving my small bags. Second was that it had to be a neutral color. Either preferably would be white or beige. If you guys saw my 2022 reset video, you would see that I've completely changed my wardrobe to very neutral colors and very minimal color. I kind of wanted my bags and my accessories to reflect that as well because I'm just going through this change of style. Third, it had to have some type of structure. I don't prefer floppy bags. I like my bags to have a bit of structure in them. I want them to sort of stand up on their own. I want them to retain their shape. And the only thing I really wanted to sort of fit into the bag is my phone, my wallet and my keys. And the hardware had to be either champagne or gold. I am not a silver gal. I had to be guaranteed that the hardware would not tarnish. It's my pet peeve, especially when you buy bags or you buy accessories. And I've seen it in some other bags and I just don't like that. It's not worth buying for me. And it had to be a small strap. I don't like very big straps because I feel like I'm quite small. I don't like to walk and it be bumping on my bum and kind of, you know, moving around too much. Even though I'm definitely going to be going above and beyond in terms of taking care of my things, I wanted something that was really easy to take care of, something that won't wrinkle too much, something easy to clean and easy to maintain. And last but not least, it had to be a classic timeless bag. I was not going to buy anything that was like a new release or something that was trending at the moment. I wanted to buy a timeless bag that would never go out of fashion. It would remain a staple. So I know that it's a classic and I'm not going to get sick of it. The bag that I really potentially wanted was a Chanel. It was my first bag crush. Tell me in the comments below what was the first designer bag crush that you guys had. And it is literally sold out everywhere. There is a waiting list for it. The bag I wanted from Chanel was not in stock, but I still had to visit the store, obviously. It was such a beautiful store. Anyways. Just finished with my makeup and hair, curled my hair a little bit. I've got a top from Seed, pleated skirt from French Connection, and shoes from Mango. Let's go. So first we went to Collins Street. They have a whole range of shops on one street each side, and it was just really cool to just walk from one to the other. And at this time I was just looking and exploring. It's always good to do your research before you buy things and, you know, give them a call, see what the vibe is. Because for me it was not a specific brand, it had to be the bag that I would fall in love with. Then I got to Chanel. I knew that they didn't have the bag that I wanted, but they didn't have any black bag. I don't know why, but when I think of Chanel, I always think of like a classic black bag with maybe champagne or gold hardware. So that's something that I was after, but I was open to different styles of bags as long as it looked classic. So I was very surprised that they did not even have one black bag. Why is this so nerve-wracking? Can't decide the size. Small, medium.
Do you want to put the small one on, have a look? Because you just get it in black, okay?
Yeah.
You get it in black.
Then I explored some more shops and we went to YSL. I did want a white bag with potentially gold or champagne hardware. And then the salesperson showed me the same bag in beige. Honestly, at this point, I just couldn't decide. As I went along and looked at some other stores, I just couldn't stop thinking about one of the bags that I had seen. And then my feet started really hurting, so I had to go back to the hotel room, change my shoes. My other shoes are so uncomfortable. I don't even know why I wore them, but going out again. Then we went to the Chadstone shopping center there, and oh my god, the shopping center itself is so beautiful. I just loved it. There was like sunlight coming in and it was just spacious and it was beautiful. Like the shopping center itself was so pretty. And then I went to pretty much all those shops all over again because I really wanted to give myself time to think about things properly. Have a look at these stores again just in case if they had something that I really loved and the other stores didn't have it in stock. Then I went to Givenchy. The Givenchy Antigona bag has been one of my favorites for a very, very long time. I feel like I ended up buying the Oroton Inez mini bag and I did like a whole unboxing and a video about this bag, so do check it out. I'll link it up here. I ended up getting that bag purely because I felt like it looked very similar to the Givenchy Antigona bag, and at that time I wasn't ready to buy that bag. I still love the bag, but I felt a shift in my decision, I guess. I literally went with the mindset that this was probably going to be like number 2 on my list. It's beautiful, it's structured, it's not too big. It comes in like 3 different sizes, I believe, or 2 different sizes. When I saw the bag, it looked different to me since the last time I had seen it. I don't know if that was the case or it was because I already have my Oroton bag that looks very similar to the Antigona. I decided not to purchase that bag. I really, really do love the Louis Vuitton classic bags. Something with the actual monogram on there, but again, everything was so low in stock. It was really hard to actually see what was available and all the different styles. I didn't end up finding the one that I really liked, and I promised myself that I would not make any rash decisions. I feel like I'm very good at that though. Like I usually do my research. I know which bags I'm liking, and unless, you know, I accidentally fall in love with something. Then I checked out the Chanel again, and obviously they didn't have any black bags either. So I went to Dior and I was specifically interested in the Lady Dior bag. It's such a beautiful bag and it's their classic bag. It never goes out of fashion. They said that they would never stop selling this bag, and I was seriously considering this bag. The sales representative actually told me a story. This bag was made in 1995 and Lady Diana was seen wearing this bag multiple times. The bag didn't actually have a name prior to this moment, but because it was such a historic moment as it was photographed in her arms, it was called Lady Dior. So they say that they can't name after royalty, so they called it Lady D, like Lady Dior, but it's actually inspired by Lady Diana, which I'm really confused because Gucci have a bag that is inspired by Lady Diana. They've named it after her, so I'm not sure. Anyways, I think that was the selling point that got me because I was already very interested in this bag, but that story just kind of like cherry on top. Then he showed it to me in black, and I knew that black was not really something that I was considering unless it was a Chanel. It looked amazing in black as well. He also showed me like a pale pink color, which was also very pretty. But then again, as much as I liked the pale pink, I was staying away from color. So I couldn't decide. Oh my god, it is happening. It is happening. This is the one. This is the one.
I just got my bag.
Thank you. I'm really heavy.
It's a bag.
So I ended up purchasing a bag. Firstly, this bag is such good quality. I want to keep this bag, but it's so big that I don't know where I'm gonna put it. You guys also get attached to like packaging? Because I do that. I get attached to packaging, I keep the bags, and I'm like, oh, I'll probably use them for something, but it just stays in my wardrobe. And also this bag is so huge. Look how big this bag is. I saw people carrying this bag like in and out of the store, and I thought they were buying multiple things, and then they gave me this bag and I was like, that is a big bag to just have that little bag in. But it comes in such beautiful packaging, so let's open it together. They also included this Dior book, which was really cool. I think I'm going to use it as decoration in my house. And this is the space inside the bag. It's kind of like suede. It's so soft to touch. It's got a little flap inside and a zip pocket as well. It's just enough to carry essentials. And if you want to use the bigger strap, it just goes on like this. And this way you can wear it on your shoulder. Also, something really cool is when you purchase the bag, you can also choose from little badges like these. I got my initials and a moon. The A is on the way. They didn't have it in stock. That's a really cute touch to the bag. You can wear it like this. I love these charms. They're so beautiful as well, and they just say Dior, but they really bring some character to the bag. It's got the champagne hardware, and I love how they have these, and just it allows the bag to stand, and it's a bit more firm, it's structured, it's beautiful. Also, another thing that the sales rep actually told me was that this specific bag, if they sell too many of these bags, they hold production. So I was really excited. Also with designer bags, I see a lot of, say, fake Chanel or fake LV, and you know what? I am definitely one of them. I am definitely guilty for carrying a fake Chanel. I feel like it just makes this bag that much more special that personally I have not seen a fake of this bag. I did do a poll on Instagram with these 4 bags, and I was very surprised because a lot of people were picking the Givenchy bag, and I had already decided that I didn't want that bag. YSL bag did win in the end, which is one of the bags that I purchased, so that was good. And if you would like to see an unboxing of the YSL bag, like the video and comment down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below and let me know what was your first designer bag or one that you're wanting. I'm sure you'll see more of this bag, and I will put it together with outfits on my Instagram, so follow my Instagram as well, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.